sports fans! My name is Shalthis, and this is Rocket League eSports 101. On this episode, I'm going to give you an introduction to the competitive Rocket League scene and how we reached the point we're at today. In future parts, we'll go in-depth on the players and teams that make up Rocket League eSports. Now when it comes to eSports, you may be very familiar with the competitive scene of games like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, and StarCraft, just to name a few. It may surprise you to know that since the game's official release in July of 2015, Rocket League has also had a small but thriving competitive scene. The early days of competitive Rocket League arrived courtesy of ESL, the worldwide leader in eSport events. An early partnership with Psyonix saw ESL provide the infrastructure for a series of weekly tournaments known as the Go4 Rocket League Cups. Built for both North America and Europe, these weekly tournaments became the early backbone of competitive Rocket League, providing many teams an outlet to not only compete against one another on a regular basis, but stand a chance to win a little money. However, the nature of the Go4 Cups meant that teams would have to carve out 6 hours or more of their day just for a chance to win around $75 total. Many of the top performing teams at the time realized that the time invested wasn't quite worth the effort and began to grow restless for more competition. It was shortly after this that Major League Gaming, courtesy of an impassioned Chris Puckett, would host their first invite-only Rocket League event, an international tournament which ultimately saw two of the world's best teams, Cosmic Aftershock, now known as iBuyPower Cosmic, and Flipside Tactics clash in the grand finals. Not long after this, MLG would ultimately host the first major Rocket League event, the MLG Pro Rocket League, pitting 8 North American and 8 European teams in a major competitive event that ran several weeks, ultimately leading to a grand finals that saw Flipside Tactics take the win over Swarm Gaming and earn the scene's largest prize to date, $1,500. With the success of MLG Pro Rocket League, more tournaments began to crop up on the scene. One regular event in particular that would generate a significant amount of fan and player interest was Rocket Royale, a weekly 8-team double elimination event that saw the largest weekly prize pool at the time of $500 split amongst the top 3 teams. Every weekend, teams in Europe and North America would be invited to qualify for Rocket Royale before meeting the next day. Rocket Royale would be one of the very first invite-only pro-level competitive events that, to this day, still generates a great deal of positive feedback. While other tournaments were organized by major esports companies such as ESL and MLG, as well as European group Gfinity, Rocket Royale was the largest event coordinated solely by a community effort. Rocket League Central, in conjunction with the team behind Rocket-League.com, joined forces to create Rocket Royale as an entirely fan-driven project, supported by contributors and fan donations. However, Rocket Royale ended in late 2015 due to financial reasons, but it wouldn't be long until a new project would form and it would become the largest Rocket League competition to date, the Rocket League Central Pro League. The RLC Pro League started in December of 2015 with an open bracket that allowed players and teams from all over North America and Europe to begin the qualification process. These tournaments would see 16 teams qualify alongside 16 invited teams for the actual RLC Pro League qualifiers the following week. Out of the Europe and North America tournaments, only 5 teams in each division would ultimately qualify for the Pro League itself, joining 4 invited teams, 2 in NA and EU respectively, to form the 14-team RLC Pro League roster. The RLC Pro League, which is still active as of the release of this video, would pit 7 of the best teams from Europe and North America in a 7-week regular season, postseason all-star game, and a 2-day double elimination playoff tournament, all for the lion's share of the largest Rocket League prize pool to date, currently sitting at $2,000, but growing until the very last day of the event. While the RLC Pro League holds honors as the largest pro-level Rocket League event, many other tournaments have begun to show up. Open sign-up events such as the Pulsar Premier League, IRCL, Rocket League, and other tournaments are helping the competitive scene grow week to week. At the time of this video, Psyonix is still on the verge of beginning their direct involvement with competitive Rocket League, which will certainly cause a major addition to this video at a later date. But now that you know a thing or two about how the competitive scene reached this point, watch parts 2 and 3 for a closer look at the European and North American scenes to get familiar with many of the top players and teams of each region. So that takes care of part 1. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.